stop watching, just for a second. Think about the fastest input you can possibly make in a competitive game. A perfect parry, a snapshot headshot, that moment of reaction that wins you the match. What if I told you there's a new controller that claims to cut your input lag by nearly 90%? We're talking about shaving off a critical 0.875 milliseconds of latency compared to every other high-end controller on the market. This is the Razer Wolverine V3 Pro 8K PC. Razer is calling it the ultimate weapon for professional gamers. But is this 8,000 Hz HyperPolling technology a real competitive edge, or just an expensive, high-spec lie? Today we're diving deep into the Wolverine V3 Pro, separating the hype from reality. You'll be shocked by the one crucial feature it's missing. Let's start with the one thing no other controller can match: 8K HyperPolling. Polling rate is simple. It's how often the controller tells your PC what you're doing. Standard high-end controllers report 1,000 times a second, giving you a minimum latency of 1 millisecond. The V3 Pro reports 8,000 times a second, dropping that minimum latency to a mind-blowing 0.125 milliseconds. That 0.875 millisecond advantage? Razer is aiming it squarely at the highest-tier esports segment, the fighting game players and competitive FPS pros, where instantaneous reaction means everything. And it's not just wired. Razer achieved this 8K speed over their hyperspeed wireless connection as well, a massive technical feat, even if most pros will still use the wired USB-C for absolute stability in a tournament. But speed means nothing without durability. Enter the TMR Contactless Thumbsticks. This is a magnetic field-based technology designed specifically to prevent stick drift. It's a huge improvement over traditional mechanisms that wear out over time. This, combined with a comfortable, lightweight 220-gram ergonomic design, makes a compelling case for a long-term competitive tool. Finally, the buttons. The A, B, X, Y, and D-pad use Mecha-Tactile technology, which gives you a satisfying, precise mouse-click feel. And you get a staggering 6 extra programmable buttons. On paper, this is the perfect competitive controller, but the true story starts when we look at the fine print. You want that 0.875 millisecond advantage? You'll have to pay for it. And not just the high price tag of around 5.3 million Vietnamese dong, or roughly 200 USD. To truly feel the benefit of 8K polling, you need an elite PC setup. We're talking a high refresh rate monitor, think 240 Hz or more. But most critically, you need a powerful, optimized CPU. Why? Because processing 8,000 reports per second from the controller puts a constant, heavy load on your CPU. If your system isn't optimized, you could actually introduce lag, frame drops, or jitter, completely negating the controller's speed. Razer themselves essentially confirm this by suggesting you should be running the latest Windows 11 Moment 3 update for optimal performance. This isn't a controller for the average PC gamer. It is exclusively for the elite. But here's the problem that makes competitive players raise an eyebrow. This controller is all about report speed, but it sacrifices key reset speed. The V3 Pro features the excellent Pro Hyper triggers with physical trigger stops. These allow you to quickly switch from full analog control, needed for racing games, to an ultra-short digital hair trigger mode, optimized for rapid firing. But it noticeably lacks rapid trigger technology. This tech, which is becoming standard on competing high-end keyboards and controllers, allows the key actuation point to reset mid-travel. For games requiring constant, rapid pressing and releasing, like movement in some FPS titles, the V3 Pro's focus on polling rate while skipping rapid trigger is a serious functional trade-off. You get the fastest report speed, but not the fastest reset speed. Which one matters more? That's the debate. Now we have to talk about the elephant in the room: The initial bugs. For a flagship product relying on cutting-edge magnetic technology to prevent drift, users reported stick drift and dead zone issues shortly after launch. This forced users into a confusing firmware update and calibration procedure. This isn't just inconvenient. For some, it was a controller locking crisis. Users reported their controller became completely unresponsive after the calibration process. And for Xbox users without a PC, the firmware update process was even more difficult. Razer's lack of clear, public instructions on how to calibrate the controller only made the user community's pain worse. It indicates that this is a bleeding-edge technology that still requires significant software refinement. So the durability of TMR sticks relies entirely on the stability of Synapse 4 software. It's the essential control center, the key to deep customization, but also the gateway to necessary bug fixes. We also need to talk about battery life. The specs are confusing. Some claim 36 hours, others report 20 hours. Why the difference? Running at 8K polling rate consumes significantly more power than 1K. It's highly likely that 20 hours is the real duration when using that 8K wireless speed. The Wolverine V3 Pro is a specialist, and its specialization comes at a cost of features its rivals have. It has no integrated screen for settings, forcing you into Synapse 4. It lacks a gyroscope. The focus was raw performance, 8K polling, and mechanical durability, cutting anything not directly related to PC esports speed. Competitors like the Turtle Beach Stealth Ultra and Scuf Instinct Pro offer versatility, modular design, or built-in screens. They max out at 1000 Hz, but they offer more utility for the average gamer. But stability is a two-way street. While the V3 Pro faced initial firmware issues, its rivals aren't perfect either. The Stealth Ultra, for example, has been reported to suffer from random disconnects and stick failures. If Razer can successfully squash the initial bugs with robust updates, the magnetic sticks and mouse-click buttons may actually give it higher long-term reliability. That's a massive plus for a professional tool. So, who is this for? The Razer Wolverine V3 Pro 8K PC is the ultimate weapon for one very specific audience. Verdict: if you're a casual PC gamer or you prioritize versatility, look at the Wolverine V3 Tournament Edition or competitors with more auxiliary features. You will not notice the 0.875 millisecond advantage. But if you are a professional PC esports player, you have a high-end system, and you're willing to pay a premium to gain even the slightest sub-millisecond technical advantage, 8K polling and TMR durability, and you're prepared to deal with software updates and calibration, then yes, this is the fastest, most specialized controller you can buy today. Conclusion and call to action. The 8K lie? It's not a lie. It's a specialized truth. Razer is pioneering a new standard for speed. Now we just need to see if the industry and competitive gamers follow. What do you think? Does 0.875 milliseconds matter to you? And are you willing to sacrifice features like rapid trigger for that speed? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this in-depth review, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more deep dives into the latest gaming tech. We've got links to the Wolverine V3 Pro and its competitors in the description if you want to check the current pricing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.